What's happening, everybody, and welcome to yet another exciting episode of Open Studio, coming to you right here on your favorite DSTV channel 263. With myself, I go by the name of Brad Roman, and today is going to be a rather interesting topic in studio, as we'll be chatting all about HIV awareness. And to help us in on that, we are joined by yet another amazing and beautiful guest in studio who will be giving us all the ins and outs with regards to HIV awareness. She goes by the name of Cindy. Cindy, welcome to Open Studio.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
I'm always well, thank you. How are you?
I'm very, very good. Thank you very much for asking. Now, Sandy, before we get into actual conversation with regards to HIV awareness, to our viewers at home, you are quite one of our regulars, but there's always this one and two who does not know who you are. Who are you?
Oh, okay. Cindy Pavasic is my name. I am HIV positive myself. And yeah, I've been diagnosed for 12 years already. I do speaking, I do training, I am just very active in the HIV and AIDS field.
And doing your utmost best to change
everybody's perception.
Definitely,
yes, because
very, very good.
I don't even use the word STIGMA. That word just doesn't come in my vocab.
The stigma
because the
word.
more that one, the more people use it, the more they're going to just believe that there is one.
Yeah.
So I try not to use it.
Wow, awesome.
And I try to change people's way of speaking about HIV and AIDS.
Very, very good. Now, Cindy, going back to your journey when you were diagnosed, right? Can you please take us through that? What was like the circumstances?
Well, when I was diagnosed, I was ignorant of what HIV and AIDS is, and of course, the community I lived in, we just assumed that it would never happen to us. It was a fact, and still, to a degree, is a fact. And my partner at the time was having stomach trouble, cramps and what have you and what have you. And I took him to the hospital about 3 times. The 4th time I got him there, his bowel had perforated in 4 places. And while he had to have emergency surgery to repair it. And while he was in, he supposedly decided to have an HIV test and was diagnosed positive. The fact of the matter was that he in fact knew his status 2 years prior to being tested at that time. And obviously I went to have myself tested and found that I was HIV positive as well. When I was diagnosed, the week period that I had to digest that I probably was going to be positive, I think saw me through the fact that I accepted it a lot easier, and my age. It was easier to accept than somebody that is younger.
Wow. Now, Cindy, a lot of people who has been diagnosed with HIV, they rather prefer to keep it a secret,
yes.
right?
And secrets make you sick. We all know
definitely, that. Definitely. But you, on the other hand, decided to come out. What made you want to disclose your status?
I didn't want to disclose my status. Let's put that out there for starters, because I feared that S word as well. As you said, I won't mention it again. I feared that people were going to reject me. I did. It took me 6 years to actually disclose my status. So I understand where people are coming from. Nobody wants to be rejected. And I eventually decided, you know what? I have got all this information. I clued myself up on it. What are people doing that haven't got access to the information I'm getting? So I decided to put myself out there, come what may. And I decided, well, if somebody doesn't want to be around me, they're not worth being around in my space anyway. So for my own good, because it was making me ill, and to be there for other people that are diagnosed HIV positive.
And you also spoke, just mentioned now, Cindy, that the word rejection, which it happens a lot, is still happening. Aside from being rejected, what would you say was some of your greatest fears?
I suppose not being able to get work. People, I mean, that's 12 years ago already, and that perception out there that people wouldn't employ you for that reason, it was, or fire you, or whatever the case may be. That was probably one of the biggest concerns, because you were scared you wouldn't be able to feed yourself, you wouldn't be able to medicate yourself. I mean, the medication wasn't as freely available at the CD4 level that we are at now. It wasn't as freely available. So yeah, there was that fear that everything was just going to collapse on you.
Yeah, and also, Cindy, compared to how things were back then when you found it out, would you say that your lifestyle has changed in any way since back then up until now?
Yeah, certain things have changed. My eating habits slightly, because funnily enough, right in the beginning, the first thing everybody said to me, so what do you eat? When I did disclose my status, and I'm like, food, but I tried not to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
But yes, I've changed the way I eat purely because my system doesn't really like terribly much red meat, for instance. So I've adjusted that to the chickens and then lentils and what have you. So there's that's changed. I've also, and I won't say it's because I was diagnosed HIV positive, but I stopped drinking. I don't even drink a glass of wine anymore. And it had nothing to do with my status at the time.
Yeah.
What happened was, I was also, in 2008, I was diagnosed with cancer. And
wow.
yeah, my taste buds kind of went for a loop, so I stopped drinking. And I just never started again once I'd been through all the chemotherapy.
Wow, and just speaking to you, you are such a powerful woman. Really, really awesome. Cindy, please take us through the whole medication process when it comes to HIV.
When I started, for instance, I was still on medical aid those years. But over the years, I sort of went to the clinic. I started getting my medication there. But what people don't realize is once you are diagnosed, in some cases, the clinics do tell people we need to take, you need to have blood tests. But they don't tell the people what they need to have. You need to have your CD4 count checked. You need to have your viral load checked. 99% of people don't know what a viral load is. It means the amount of virus that's in your system. So you need to manage that as well as your CD4 count to see when you are ready to actually go into medication. However, having said that, medication is now available as soon as you are diagnosed. But then again, do the homework, have a look. Personally, I would not go onto the medication until I was at 500, purely because the medication to some degree does do damage to your organs. Something that other people don't know either is that the ARVs were initially developed for cancer patients, and it's all got chemotherapy in it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it does do damage. It's your decision at the end of the day when you do want to go in, but manage it and take heed of what your doctor tells you.
Wow, fantastic, guys. Today we are, of course, chatting all about HIV awareness. If you just joined us, Cindy, a very, very powerful woman who is giving us all the ins and outs with regards to this. Guys, let's go for a quick ad break. Do not go anywhere, because when we come back, this discussion will, of course, continue right here in the building. We'll see you back right after this.